Growing up in the drive-through. Growing up in the drive-through, what do I mean by that? Well, it's about my childhood and the amount of time that I spent sitting in that drive-through, anticipating that food, learning to be uplifted by food, getting taught to emotionally eat. This is not about attacking my parents or the way they brought me up. This is me reflecting on my experience and what influenced me, because it happened. It was real. I spent hours and hours in that drive-through. If it wasn't with my mum or dad in the drive-through, it was myself taking me down there once I got my license. Once I was searching for that happiness all the time. So when we were growing up, my dad worked fly in, fly out, and a lot of the times when dad was away, the kids would play. Mum would pick us up from school and we'd cruise down to the drive-through, and it was just, the elation was just unreal when I reflect back on that time about how the food made me so elated. Like, we would be like, you're the best mum in the world, driving down sunshines and fucking rainbows, but the outcome, the long-term outcome of that was painful. There was short-term pleasure and long-term pain from those habits of going through the drive-through regularly, searching for that elevation through food, getting that quick hit because it was just too difficult. And then that translated into my life as I got older. Whenever I'd travel, we would take normally McDonald's, because McDonald's is everywhere and you know what you're going to get. Okay, there's so many other ways that you can prepare food, but anyway, I learnt that and I carried it with me and continued to do that. Whenever I was feeling down or tired, I'd just go and buy some fucking food. That emotional eating really caught up with me. When I was a young teenager, I put on so much weight, I was overweight, and it was fucking horrible. There's nothing worse than just being called a fat boy and feeling like an absolute fucking loser. It's such a horrible feeling, and we don't need to go through that, you know. We need to really stay accountable to ourselves and what we eat and how we move, regularly get exercise, and that's where this links into the fucking phones, the internet, the screen time, the stationary lives that we live, and then sitting in that drive-through. I often think when I'm out on a run, I'm like, fuck that drive-through. It's like the antithesis of being a warrior. You're stationary, you're waiting, someone's giving it to you, and it's so high calorie, you can't even burn it off, as opposed to a warrior that's out there hunting their food, that's making the time and effort to collect, hunt, kill, metaphorically kill. Even just preparing a nice meal like a greens and a steak takes time, takes dedication. Get on that hunt. You don't even have to be out in the bush shooting an animal and collecting your own meat. You can just take the time to actually hunt down those meals, start learning what works for your body. Sitting in that drive-through doesn't work for anyone. And then when I got older and I had kids myself, I started doing it again. I was in a really dysfunctional relationship, and we'd get so stressed out at the end of the day, be driving home, then think it would be easier to go and wait in a drive-through for fucking half an hour than go to the supermarket and pick up a pack of meat and a bag of salad. Just, you know, just reflecting back on that, like it seemed easier to do that, but it took just as much time, if not longer, and the food was way crap and way more expensive. I've got 3 kids now, and if I take them to the drive-through, it's going to be $50, $60, maybe $70 by the time we're done. And then what happens, and I notice with my kids, they eat that shit, that crap food from the takeaways, and then they're still hungry. They get grumpy, they get tired, they get agitated. I see it happen in real time. Look, there is a time and a place where the drive-through is good and it's helpful and it's quick and convenient, but you can customize your order. You can get a burger without the bun. The bun has got all the sugar and all those crap, highly processed carbs that you don't need. Just get get the meat patty with extra lettuce. And then if you're keto, you could get extra cheese or whatever. There are ways you can do it, but it's all about planning ahead. If you're going to go away on a trip, things like hard-boiled eggs or making a bacon and egg pastry-less bacon and egg pie, just stepping up and aligning your habits with the person you want to be. And that's what growing up in the drive-through really taught me. It's taken me a long time to break those chains, those emotional chains that are connected to the food. You know, it's really just such a strong connection. It's hard to break. I get it. But there's so many alternatives, and it starts with you thinking about how you want to live, who you want to become, what you want to be. Okay? You want to just be sitting there statically waiting for someone to deep fry some shit for you that you know is going to make you feel crap. You know it. Once you can start building that muscle to avoid that habit, to change that habit, big things are waiting for you. Alignment, amazing moments of self-belief, amazing moments when you look in the mirror and you're like, fuck, I created this body and I'm so proud of it. You can do it. You are powerful. Consider your habits. Consider your habits and your daily processes, because they are what create you.